Well, hello there, dearest viewer, and welcome back to my little corner of the YouTubies and another thriller fag break edition of Wacky Wednesday. Yes, hello there, viewers. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Now, before we go any further, please like, please share, please subscribe. That would be amazing. Thank you so much. Channel memberships are back open, so click the join button below if the feeling takes you. And if the feeling does take you again, please come and join me on something called a Patreon. Link is in the description below. These guys did. A massive shout out to my amazing patrons, Sven Bellens, Bob Sadler, Alan L, Christo, Bergero, and a massive shout out to my amazing channel members, Cheeky Vlogs, Sven Bellens, and Dr. Osiris. Thank you all so very, very much. So yes, all donations very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. All donations will go towards helping me buy better equipment so I can churn out better quality videos. Before we get on to today's video, you may have noticed a change from my last video. Yes, I've had my Bernie cut. Yes, I have. Mrs. Jones did promise me that she would cut my hair upon pain of death and a 3-month sex ban. But Mrs. Jones, being a lazy cow, declined my kind offer, threw a tenner at me and said, "Go out and spend that, Mr. Jones, you fat get, in a barber's shop." So I duly did, and this is the result. And as you can see, it has made me look even more handsome than I did before I had my haircut, if that was at all possible. Now, on to today's video. And first up, we have Matt Powell, who seems to have given up the career of lying for Jesus and instead turned his hand to comedy. Now, I've seen bits of this video and I thank God I wore my corset because I think my sides have split. Now, what you're about to see over the next few minutes is absolute comedy gold. There's no way else to describe this. It is comedy genius. The timing is absolutely perfect. The writing is absolutely spot on. It really is comedy gold. Said nobody. Absolutely ever.
Hey! Is there somebody that I can talk to real quick?
I'm liking the addition of the carry-on style music.
How you doing? Good, good. Just wanted to let you know, we're going to be starting a shop up the road, just like this one that does the same thing. And I wanted to know how you felt about it.
Where at?
Just over here on Mill. Just want to know how you feel about it.
Okay.
Well, it's just a car shop, just like this one. Well, I just want to let you know that we're not afraid of you.
Okay. Okay.
You guys have a good day.
Now, undeterred by the fact that those two guys didn't fall for his alleged prank and the fact that absolutely nobody laughed at his alleged prank, he moves on to his next victim, a fast food joint.
Hello.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Are you the manager?
I'm a shift leader. My managers don't come in till 5.
Right on. I wanted to let you know we're going to be starting a Taco Bell just up the road, and just want to say that I'm not afraid of you.
What? Oh, okay. We just have to.
How long have you guys been in business for? How long have you guys been in business for? Years? Right on. Well, I just want to let you know we're going to be starting another restaurant that's going to be a competitive restaurant just up the road, and we're not afraid of you. So just thought I'd let you know that. Just so you know, we're going to be starting another restaurant just up the road, a Longhorn, and we're not afraid of you. Just thought I'd let you know that. So we're not scared.
Now, I can't decide whether this is funny or not, and I'm pretty sure that you're in two minds as well. So I called on a showbiz friend of mine, a female assassin. Villanelle, what do you think so far? Any excuse to get Jodie Comer in one of my videos.
How you doing today, sir? I see you work for AT&T.
Yeah.
How do you enjoy it?
Okay.
It's pretty good.
9 years.
49 years?
29.
29 years. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know, I'm going to be starting a Verizon store just up the road, and that we're not afraid of you.
Okay.
So I hope that's clear. I hope you know that our products are a lot better, and that I'm not afraid of you.
Why do you need to tell me that?
I'm still struggling to find some comedy in this sketch. This is one of the reasons why I called on a flat earth friend of mine. Yes, he's a bit dumb and he says some stupid things like the earth is flat and gravity isn't real, it's all relative density disequilibrium. But I do trust his judgment as far as comedy goes. So, I asked Erwin, what do you think of the video so far? Whoa, 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 brother. I only asked. No need to lose it.
Excuse me. How you doing? Do you run this Walmart?
I run it?
Yeah.
Not exactly.
Because we're actually going to be starting a Walmart up the road as well. A place that's like similar to Walmart, and we're going to sell a lot of the similar products and whatnot. And yeah, just wanted to tell you that we're not afraid of you.
You're not? Okay.
No.
Still struggling, I'm afraid, and I'm awfully sorry about this, Matt. So, I asked the cast of the film The Naked Gun what they thought of the video so far. My sentiments exactly.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. I was just curious as to how long you guys have been in business for.
I don't know, over some years.
For some years, maybe like a decade or so.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I just want to let you know we're going to be starting our own tire shop up the road, and I'm not afraid of you.
Okay.
Just messing with you, man.
Yes, yes, yes. We finally found it. We finally found some comedy. Oh, hang on. He's laughing at his own thing here. That doesn't count.
Do you mind if we post this to YouTube? Do you mind if we post it to YouTube?
Go ahead.
Do you care?
Well, there's 3 minutes of my life I'll never ever get back. Thank you, Matt Powell. Now from one clown to another, and Flat Earth Observer. Yes, he has a problem with the James Webb Telescope. Who'd have thunk that?
NASA reveals James Webb's first focus image of a single star and says it's so good the Space Telescope could exceed science goals. Now that sounds great, but the problem is when we actually look at the image that everyone's getting themselves worked up into a frenzy over.
Oh God, don't tell us it's all CGI. How predictable.
Turns out the image is just the usual tosh, just a better quality CGI.
I called it, yeah, CGI. And of course, he's not going to examine the photograph to see if it actually is CGI, now is he?
Now bearing in mind, this space telescope cost $10 billion.
And
yet they're citing CGI images as scientific proof.
first of all, you're going to have to tell us or show us actual evidence that that is CGI. And second, science doesn't prove things. How many more times must you be told, you utter moron? Oh, dealing with him, I need a drink. Now, as I was saying, let's get back to levels flat on Observer. Ooh. Yeah.
Now bearing in mind, as I highlighted the other day, the only proof that this space telescope is residing in a scientifically impossible environment has come from this space satellite known as Gaia.
Ah, the only proof, eh? So you do accept it as proof. Amazing self-debunk there.
Which blatantly has taken its influence and design build from a Mexican sombrero hat and blended it with a Victorian top hat.
No, it's just the most efficient way of capturing the sun's power so it can power itself. How much more of this crap do I have to take?
But this cartoon hat, which is the only proof that the James Webb Telescope is actually in space.
So, proof then. Plus, it's not the only proof either, is it? That spectacular image that you showed before, that's another proof that the James Webb Telescope is, in fact, in space. So,
And this is what is cited. Pixelated tosh. So we've got a cartoon satellite that looks like a sombrero hat blended with a Victorian top hat, citing pixelated nonsense as somehow proof that a space telescope that costs $10 billion is residing in a scientifically impossible environment.
space is not scientifically impossible. Citation freaking needed.
And what makes it even worse is when we look at the space telescope's first image, and like I said, it's nothing but the usual tosh, CGI.
Well, examine the photo then. Don't give me your opinion. I don't want your opinion. I want some actual evidence that that is CGI. I'll wait.
So we've got a cartoon verifying a space telescope which produces CGI.
Evidence.
The verification that came from the cartoon came in pixelated form. If you're defending this stuff still at this point in time, you really need to have a word with yourself, because by defending this tosh, you're actually pushing tyranny and human suffering.
What? Oh, flatter, bullcrapper. You're really overstepping the mark now.
Because all of this stuff costs millions and millions and billions of pounds that could be used to better mankind and look after people here on Earth.
But there's already money set aside for that. It's called a budget, and NASA's budget is less than 0.5% of the $4.5 trillion that the US government gets. It's not an awful lot in the grand scheme of things.
That's being spent on who knows what. Goodness knows what that's being spent on. Because it's clearly not being spent on space exploration, because heliocentric space is scientifically impossible anyway.
And yet, despite being asked 100 times over, you've never ever provided any evidence for your positive claims.
But then you look at the evidence, pixelated nonsense as somehow proof, pixelated nonsense that came from a sombrero Victorian top hat satellite is somehow proof that a space telescope can reside in a scientifically impossible environment. And the evidence that came from the space telescope, which cost $10 billion, is CGI. It's a joke.
Oh, it's CGI. It's a joke. Give us some evidence then. Give us some evidence. We don't want your opinion, you utter clown. We want some evidence from you. Maybe then you may get taken seriously, but there'll be a cold day in hell when that happens. On to our third and final clown now, and of course it's Harold George Stirrup. And of course, with him being a conspiracy whack nut case, he has a problem, obviously, with the rain that contained the dust from the Sahara Desert. Get a load of this.
I see that the mainstream media is telling everyone that the fine red dust in the rain is sand from the Sahara Desert.
Yes, it is. And you can test it for yourself, Howard. You can get some samples from over here. You can go to the Sahara Desert and get some more samples and compare the two. It's pretty simple when you think about it, but of course you won't do it because you never, ever, ever check anything for yourself.
But luckily, many people like myself are skeptical and are making videos with magnets to show that there are heavy metals present.
Big deal. There's no conspiracy there. We've always known that. It comes from like the northwestern region of the Sahara Desert. It's called magnetite. Big ook.
Similar to how last year many people from Madrid were showing that the unusual snow wasn't melting but rather burning, which causes me to question if the United Nations and Bill Gates's artificial weather modification programs are compatible, and if geoengineering may actually be provoking negative climate change and all sorts of disease throughout humanity and nature. Problems get worse over time, especially when ignored, so now that you've been informed, please help to raise awareness.
What are you informing us of? Magnetite in the Sahara? We already know. Bill Gates weather modification? We already know. He took out a patent for technology to stop hurricanes in 2009. He's pledged $1.5 billion to help combat climate change. These are well-known facts, you utter clown. So what are you informing us of, moron?
Oh yeah, and he is one of many reasons why I don't watch television anymore.
What, because of the Teletubbies? Yeah, I'll agree. That's a good enough reason to not watch television anymore. So there we have another wacky Wednesday, all done, dusted and delivered for your viewing displeasure. Don't forget Patreon, Twitter, membership links, subscription links, all in the description below. Thank you all so much if you do consider to do any of those things. And please like and please comment. Don't forget to join me on the next one this Friday, 7 PM GMT for a Friday night live stream. And don't forget to join me this Sunday, 8 PM for the Sunday Stupid. Ta-ra for a bit.